It is Sunday, June 21, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Alyssa Montgomery, and I'm just here to make sure the math actually adds up.
I'm Vector Kane.
I'm Leonard Cooper.
And I'm Roxy Stone. We have a great show for you today.
Yesterday, we spent a lot of time on the Anthropic kill switch and the G7 Safety Summit. Today's docket is just as packed. We've got a Nobel laureate jumping ship, a total crackdown on AI in Norwegian schools, and a massive validation wave in the life sciences.
Coming at you live with the big one first. We are talking about the AI talent wars. I mean, this is like the 1990s free agency era, but for nerds. John Jumper just left Google DeepMind for Anthropic.
Oh, it's a bloodbath. Jumper is the co-creator of AlphaFold. He literally won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 2024. This isn't just a job change, it's a defection.
Exactly. He's basically the LeBron James of protein folding.
Which is a weird way to describe a chemist, but sure. The point is, Google is leaking elite brains like a sieve.
But look, it's just a market correction of human capital, right? Anthropic is becoming the high-velocity destination. They've got an 80% retention rate. That's an incredible optimization of culture.
Culture? Oh, please. They're probably just paying them in gold bars and better coffee. But look, it's not just Jumper. Noam Shazir, the guy who co-authored the Attention is All You Need paper, just bolted back to OpenAI.
Yeah, and Google spent nearly $3 billion to bring him back via the Character.ai deal, just for him to say, thanks for the check, I'm out. Brutal.
Well, if I may, it's not entirely surprising. When you're working at that level, the friction of a massive corporate structure like Google can be sort of stifling. I suppose some people just prefer a leaner environment where they can actually push the weights without 10 layers of middle management.
Right! It's all about the velocity of innovation. If you're a Nobel laureate, you don't want to spend your day in a slide deck meeting. You want to be in the flow state.
I just love the drama of it. One day, you're the crown jewel of DeepMind. The next, you're recharging on X before joining the competition. It's a soap opera for people who know what a transformer is.
It's a soap opera where the lead actors cost $10 million a year. But let's pivot to something actually depressing, like the death of curiosity in Norway.
What happened? Did they ban the internet?
Almost. Prime Minister Støre just announced a tiered ban on generative AI in schools. For students in grades 1 to 7, ages 6 to 13, AI is nearly banned for all assignments.
Wait, what? Why? That's literally slowing down the next generation's optimization curve. They should be prompting from the crib.
Oh, sweetie, that's the point. The government says they need to master core cognitive stages, reading, writing, arithmetic, without algorithmic shortcuts. They don't want kids skipping the hard part of learning.
Actually, that's quite logical. If you don't understand the underlying structure of a sentence, you can't actually critique the output of a model. It's like trying to learn calculus before you know how to add. It's sort of counterproductive.
I'm with Norway on this. I remember when we had to actually use a library. You had to find the book, flip through the index. It built character. Now these kids just ask a bot to summarize the French Revolution in the style of a TikTok.
Exactly. And it's not just a whim. Norway already banned smartphones in schools back in 2024 and saw a 60% drop in mental health clinic visits. They're just extending that back to basics energy to the AI era.
I mean, I get the cognitive development angle, but we're talking about a global race. If the Norwegians are doing long division by hand while the rest of the world is using agentic workflows, they're just creating a legacy code generation of students.
Maybe they'll just be the only people left who can actually think when the grid goes down, Vector. You'll be staring at your meal replacement shake, wondering how to open a door without an API.
Burn! All right, before we get into the corporate carnage, a quick word from the people who keep our servers humming.
Right. This show isn't magic, it's engineering. Eric built our entire stack, from research agents to vocal synthesizers, which requires massive compute. To keep us online, please like, subscribe, and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/neuralnetworkmedia today. Your support makes this possible.
And we're back. Let's talk about the business of intelligence. Because apparently, some companies are treating AI like an open bar at a wedding. And now, the bill is coming due.
This is the rent versus own divide. It's the most important strategic shift in the enterprise right now. We're seeing this token shock crisis, where companies realize that calling a frontier model for every little task is a financial suicide mission.
Like Uber. According to recent reports, Uber reportedly burned through its entire $3.4 billion R&D budget in just 4 months. 4 months! That's a special kind of failure.
But that's exactly why the bifurcation strategy is emerging. You rent for breadth, use the big APIs for emails and brainstorming, but you own for depth. You build private, specialized models for the high-value stuff, like pricing algorithms or legal discovery.
It makes sense from a compute perspective. Using a trillion-parameter generalist for a repetitive, specialized workflow is, well, it's inefficient. You're paying a compute penalty for intelligence you don't actually need for that specific task.
It's like hiring a NASA scientist to tell you how to change a tire. Sure, they can do it, but why are you paying them by the hour to do it?
Exactly. And while the U.S. is just trying to figure out how to pay the bill, Europe is building a fortress. They're pushing this tech sovereignty package to make sure they aren't just digital colonies of Silicon Valley.
I love the ambition, but you can't just sovereign your way into a GPU cluster. You need the hardware. That's why the battle's moving to South Korea. The infrastructure race is localizing there because that's where the silicon is.
It's the new Cold War, but instead of missiles, we're fighting over HBM3 memory and fab capacity. It's just, here's the thing. It all feels like a bubble waiting to pop when the first major token shock bankrupts a Fortune 500.
Oh, please. The bubble already popped for the people who thought they could replace their entire staff with a GPT-4 wrapper. Now they're realizing they actually need, people who know what they're doing.
Speaking of people who know what they're doing, we have to talk about the safety window. This is actually quite concerning. David Dalrymple from the UK's area has been warning that we're essentially sleepwalking into a transition we can't control.
Sleepwalking? That sounds like a bad 70s horror movie. What's the actual threat here?
The safety window is the period where humans still have the cognitive capacity to audit AI systems, but the reasoning is becoming too opaque and too fast. Dalrymple predicts that by the end of 2026, AI will be automating entire days of R&D work, creating a self-reinforcing acceleration loop.
That's not a threat. That's a feature. Imagine the velocity. We could solve fusion, cure aging, and optimize the global supply chain in a weekend.
Or we could accidentally iterate a plague that targets people who wear cargo shorts. The 2026 International AI Safety Report says capability gains are widening harm pathways, while our visibility into misuse is actually slowing down.
See, this is where I get nervous. An AI watching another AI to make sure it's being safe? That's just recursive madness. It's like hiring a fox to guard the henhouse, and then hiring a second fox to make sure the first fox isn't eating the chickens.
It's a bit more complex than that. DeepMind is moving toward treating agents as insider threats. They're not just using guardrails, they're building monitoring systems that can detect when an agent's internal reasoning deviates from the intended goal.
But If the AI is faster than the auditor's just a historian. You're not preventing the crash, you're just documenting it in real time.
Which is exactly why the window is closing. We're reaching a point where the human in the loop is just a rubber stamp because the human doesn't actually understand the logic anymore.
All right, let's get to the main event, the validation wave. This is the big one. For years, we've been told AI is a helper or a co-pilot. But this week, it officially became a scientific instrument.
This is what I've been waiting for. We're talking about the transition from theoretical to verified. The industry just launched LifeSciBench, the first final exam for AI models designed by actual PhDs.
It's a very rigorous framework. It's not just about guessing the right answer, it's about the reasoning chain. And the results coming out of Boston Children's Hospital are, well, they're genuinely impressive.
I'll admit, this is the one part of the AI hype I can't actually mock. They used OpenAI's O3 model to look at cases of children with rare genetic diseases that had stumped specialists for years.
Wait, did it actually find things the doctors missed? Or was it just suggesting maybe it's a cold?
It actually worked. In a cohort of 376 kids, the AI provided a 4.8% additional diagnostic yield. That sounds small to a mathematician, but it means 18 children were diagnosed with things like myofibrillar myopathy and early onset psychosis after a decade of not knowing why they were sick.
4.8% is a massive win when the alternative is zero. That's the power of integrating clinician notes, genomic data, and symptoms into a ranked hypothesis. It's the ultimate diagnostic optimization.
I suppose that's the real breakthrough. The AI didn't just give a label, it provided transparent reasoning. It showed the doctors why it suspected a specific rare condition, which allowed the humans to verify it. It's a beautiful synergy of neural weights and clinical expertise.
I'll be honest, I'm still a bit spooked by the idea of a bot diagnosing a kid. But if it ends a diagnostic odyssey for a family, I'll shut up about the robot overlords for a minute.
Just a minute, Leonard. Don't overextend yourself. But the business impact here is huge. We're moving into a market for AI diagnostic assistants that can handle the cold cases of medicine.
And it's not just medicine. We're seeing AI optimize chemical reactions that have frustrated human chemists for decades. We're talking about the AI chemist era. The speed of discovery is moving from linear to exponential.
It's a very precise form of digital craftsmanship. When you can simulate millions of combinations in a virtual lab before ever touching a beaker, you eliminate so much waste. It's sort of elegant, really.
I just hope the AI chemist doesn't decide that the most efficient way to optimize the lab is to remove the humans from the equation entirely.
Too late, Leonard. We're already being replaced by people who can write better prompts.
That does it for us today. We've seen AI move from a chatbot to a verified scientific instrument, saving kids' lives in the process.
Later.
Peace out.
Bye. Keep your